Trust me, if Boss Level had come out in the early 2000s, this would have been like everyone's favorite action film at the time. But even though it's coming out in 2021, it's still worth your time, even if it's something that we've definitely seen all the time, over and over before. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back to a brand new movie review. My name is Zach, and if you guys love talking movies, this is the channel for you guys. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button before you head on your way out. It is free. You get tons of movie content over here on a daily basis, tons of energetic and excitement. And of course, I just want to make sure to comment down below and talk with you guys down there about what your guys' thoughts were on Boss Level. In general, just any sort of movie. Are you guys excited for this one? Are you not? Let's discuss it all down there. Boss Level, it's about a retired Special Forces officer who is trapped in a never-ending time loop on the day of his death. This is directed by Joe Carnahan and of course stars the likes of Frank Grillo, Mel Gibson, Annabella Wallace, and Naomi Watts. Hard for me to say that I wasn't excited for this because I am a major fan of these time loop type movies, and especially when you can kind of do something new. This has been something that's like, it feels like within the last year and a half we've gotten a lot of these, and even in the last 5 to 6 years. You know, you got Edge of Tomorrow, you got the map of tiny perfect little things that came out this year, Palm Springs last year, and of course now Boss Level. They all have a little bit of a different mix, a different style to it that makes it really work. And I was hoping Boss Level was going to really much be self-aware in that knowledge, and thankfully it is. This is a very self-aware film that knows exactly what it is, and it plays to those in such a T. This is again a product of the 2000s, but coming into 2021, and this film was supposed to come out last year, and now it's coming out on Hulu this year. And I remember last year some of the early advanced preview screenings of this, a lot of people were talking about how much fun this film is. And that's the biggest word of this. It's fun. It's entertaining. And just from the opening act alone, like if you're wondering how action's going to be stylized in here, it's filmed very good, thankfully. I'm always a picky person when it comes to action scenes. The Taken franchise, like after 2 and 3, completely just... it feels like everyone's trying to do this fast editing thing, and that's not what we want. We want something like The Raid, something where you can actually see what's going on. Thankfully, Boss Level does attempt it with those action sequences, making each and every one very fun and entertaining, and again, edge of your seat. Like I said, this movie is very self-aware. It breaks the fourth wall quite a few times, and in general, really much plays out like it is a video game. It's all stylized through the logos, through the graphics. Every single piece of those elements really works for the way that it's trying to funnel out the story, and very much, again, Frank Grillo is just so charismatic in this role and plays it perfectly. This might be one of my favorite Frank Grillo roles ever. Playing around in those moments actually makes for a lot of comedic and charismatic moments from, again, Frank Grillo, and in general, just the entire script. When the film starts out, it's very jarring how fast it takes off, but it really hardly lets up in that first act. And lines in here that you're going to completely be sitting there just laughing your ass off at. One of my favorites personally was 8-bit is the shit. I'm like, you get it. You get it. The pieces of the puzzle start to formulate. Everything really means and matters to something in here, and everything really combines to come together for what is actually going on in Boss Level. Once again, how they played around with the video game aspects was just tons of fun. I love seeing how they would, say, touch on a boss level or a hard person that you just can't get past and you have to keep replaying and replaying and replaying. And even, again, the way that they stylize every single thing. You see how many attempts it takes Frank Grillo to get through this whole entire mission that he has to go through. It's heavily entertaining, and I can't express it enough. But with that said, I do think there are some issues to Boss Level. This is a fast-paced action film, and there's a lot of funny moments in particular that I wasn't expecting. But the story itself is a little bit by the books. There's some cool elements and cool mythology overall, but it's very by the books. Almost every character in here is surface level and nothing new that you've seen before, and I don't feel like the film had anything prolific to say, especially when it comes to being stuck in a time loop. Now, necessarily it doesn't need to. I don't think that was the reason that it was sticking out to there, because it's just an entertaining movie. But I think some people might be wanting a little bit more edge to it, especially when we look at films like Edge of Tomorrow or even Palm Springs that happened last year. I feel like there was a little bit more that we could look in as a substance level, and I wish Boss Level maybe would have dug a little bit deeper into certain relationships that Frank Grillo's character has. And even playing around with that, it does slow down a bit when it needs to explore the lore, or in general just explore the elements that are kind of going about there. Again, it starts fast, slows down a bit in the middle, and starts to really get strong towards the end again. Overall, yeah, those are my cons, but Boss Level's still a ton of fun. Yes, the entertaining action set pieces in here are awesome, and they really keep you on edge the entire time. I love Frank Grillo in this role, and even though I do think the rest of the cast is a little bit wasted, they're all good in their substance type roles that really don't scrape the surface of anything else. And even though this does feel like a video game, maybe that was the point. I think the point of this is really much just to have an entertaining time. It might slow down a bit when it's trying to explore the lore and really tell you what's going on here, and even there are certain elements where I was like, that's a little bit convenient for the character to figure out, but still, I had a blast with this. If you're just looking for a fun throwback to the early 2000s with some great action set pieces, that is what Boss Level is going to be. If you're a video game fan, I think you're really going to dig this as well because of some of the throwbacks and really much collaborations that kind of dive into all those. So with all that said, I'm going to give Boss Level a B-. Thank you guys again so much for clicking on this. You guys are seriously all the best. I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts on Boss Level. Make sure to comment down below and let me know, as well as head on over to Samtron Films on how to see films early. And of course, it's a big thank you to you and a big thing to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I won't be able to do this. So of course, until next time, stay classy.